Hey, so I'm at the airport after a fairly stressful interaction at check-in on my way to my friend's wedding in Japan, which I'm excited about. But let me tell you what happened so that you can possibly avoid a fairly expensive mistake. So 14 hours ago, I was checking in at Los Angeles International Airport to Japan with an 11-hour layover in the Philippines. My visa cleared and everything was good, but the woman at check-in said that she could not give me my ticket or my boarding pass because I didn't have a returning flight from Japan or an onward flight out of the country. And I had not heard of this before after 20 plus trips to and from Japan and consistently keeping up with the policy changes. So I was confused and I told her as such, but she said that there wasn't any other choice. She had already spoken to her manager earlier about a similar matter and I didn't have time to speak to anyone else. And my flight was coming up, so I was feeling a bit of stress. She said my best option was to buy a ticket so that I could get on the plane, and she showed me the options, but they were all like $1,000, $2,000, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do after Japan yet, or when I was going to leave, because that depends on my work. So immediately alarm bells started to go off, as they do when I feel kind of pushed into any sort of purchase. So I said, okay, can I just go to the Philippines and then I'll deal with this from there? And she said, sure, that's okay, but they're gonna say the same thing that I said, you gotta get a new ticket to leave the country. But spoiler alert, they did not. I'm here, I'm through security, and I did not need a ticket at all. So I'm glad I kind of trusted my instinct and went for it. I had to quickly fill out a lot of paperwork and download an app so that I could get entry into the Philippines. And I spent most of that 15-hour flight like frantically looking for tickets and making my plans and looking up policies. And it is beautiful here, by the way. I would love to come back for a vacation at some point. But the point is, so much of your trip can really just come down to one airline employee's interpretation of the rules. And from what I researched and what I asked of the employees here, that it is written that you have to ask usually about a return flight or an onward flight within the terms of the visa stay in Japan. But it has long been known that immigration in Japan does not require that. So most airline employees don't really ask. So I do wish that I was a bit more adamant about speaking to another employee back at Los Angeles, or that I took the time to just wait in line again so I could talk to someone else, so I could have avoided a bit of a stressful time during the flights. But at the end of the day, I think I would have paid a couple $1,000s to make my friend's wedding, because this guy's amazing. I cannot wait to share with you that experience too on here. And the woman at checking was, at the end of the day, very kind and helpful, so it's not on her. But my takeaway from this is, take your time to speak to somebody. Definitely do policy research and don't make purchases due to panic, and trust your instincts. So now I'm still here for 10 hours, wish me luck. And I wish I brought a sleeping bag as well. And by the way, I found the same tickets online for about $400, $500, so like less than half the price. It's always worth waiting and checking other places, even if you are in a rush.